Well, hey, Jimbo.
What's up, buddy?
Sailboats today. 44. Wait, why is this? It's supposed to be a bit. And it went off screen.
Well, no, I did see it. Oh, they might not. Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday to me. Yeah, countdown. Number 2. And welcome everybody to the countdown. I'm your boy King. That is your good friend Jimbo. I'm your birthday boy King, apparently.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us here on the countdown, the penultimate preseason episode. Of course, we'll be doing this every week, counting down our power rankings as we see fit after each week concludes. However, of course, we've been doing this for the last 11 weeks now, showing everybody where we think our NFL teams are going to go. And today, next to last one, because that means we're almost there, Jimbo. We're almost there. Anyway, before we get to that, let's do a little couple plugs here. Of course, if you want to help us out at all whatsoever, like, share, subscribe. Those buttons down there help us out tremendously. I know it sounds stupid. Everybody says this on YouTube. Everybody does the, hey, punch that subscribe button. Ring the bell. Ding, 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 ding. You know, I get it. It's annoying. But we have 237 subscribers. We need more, so you can help that. Like helps the algorithm. Share gets more people to watch. Subscribe gets us more subscribers. That's what we're looking for, to hopefully one day get to that magical 1,000 number where we can get monetized and make 37 cents per fucking live stream that we do here. Anyway, you can help us with that. Thank you so very much. Now, also, if you want to help us out in a little bit more financial way, you can do that along at the top of the chat and in the description below this video. We have a link for our donation station and our merch store. Whole bunch of stuff in the merch store. New stuff coming all the time. I think the latest one I still have in there is the Dart one. More stuff on the way. We have the Bengals Sell the Team shirt. We have a bunch of the 8-bit helmets. More 8-bit helmets coming on the way. Throwback Tampa one I like. I might actually get that if I ever get money. If I ever get more than 17 cents in my account, I'm going to... By the way, yes, everybody, just quickly here. I'm so poor I can't buy my own shirts. Just to let you know, in case you're wondering why I'm always wearing a hippie hoodie or my Giants jersey on here, that's why. But yes, you can do that. Help us out. Also, by the way, link for our Discord. Same place, top of the chat, in the description below here. We have a link for our Discord. It's getting a little livelier. Got a couple more people in there. We're talking, having a little bullshit, having a little fun. And ELS always giving us the updates on the latest news, which is awesome. Great. Thank you so much, ELS, for all that you do. And we got some conversation going in there, actually, now. Pretty good. Also have our picks in there. You can go into our Discord, go to our the Friday Forecast picks section, go sign up for the picks, pick against me and Jimbo, beat our ass. That's what happens. All that fun stuff. So, again, all those links. Also, go vote for my nephew, Thomas, for the Youth Athlete of the Year, because he deserves it, and he kicks ass. And that's about that. Okay, plugs are done. Jimbo, how are you on this lovely August 25th?
Pretty good. A little tired, but, you know.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Especially, you know, with you having the birthday today, you're a year older. Probably a little bit more tired than you were last year.
Well, that's, I mean, I've been tired of life for fucking 20 years now. So, I mean, it is what it is, you know? I never planned beyond 30. I said, I'll die before I'm 30. And I reached 30. And then, so I didn't really make any plans or have any idea what to do after that. So for about the last 14 years, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just... I'm going. I'm just along. I'm just kind of. I'm a boat in the breeze, baby. I got no rudder. Just wind blows east. I'm blowing east. There's nothing else to really say about that. So, but yes, I see a bunch of the. By the way, the happy birthdays in the chat. Thank you so much, Lloyd, Hamster, everybody in there. Thank you so very much.
So let me ask you this though too. Now this is, you know, since it's your birthday, this might be a little upsetting to you, but I saw your buddy down the Buccaneers player got released. The one that was overweight. The Florida.
Did they cut him? Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, listen. When the fact of the matter is that you didn't even get a chance to practice because you were just that too far. I mean, listen, the Buccaneers took a chance, and it just, I guess when they finally got him in there, and they had the doctors look at him and were like, we can't put him out there. He will fucking die. And so they tried to get him to lose weight, and even so, it just unfortunately didn't work for him. I'm hoping that he keeps the journey up at least. Yeah. At least he, try to lose some of the weight, because that weight itself probably isn't the healthiest thing in the world. Clearly, but if he can lose some of if he can get to Vita Vea size, if he can get, listen, you could be 385 and be a defensive lineman. You don't have to be 450. You know what I mean? So if he does that, I'd like to see the kid. I think the kid can do something. I really do. So I'm rooting for the kid. I really am. So I hope he keeps the journey up. I hope he keeps trying to get healthier, lose some of that weight, and I hope he finds his way to get a tryout, or there's some way to get on. Even if he has to go through the UFL, if he has to go through Canada, something like that, whatever he's got to do. I hope he keeps the journey up. But yeah, that's disappointing news.
And I mean, tomorrow is the cut down day.
Tomorrow is the official. All the teams have to be down to 53. I think, what is it, noon tomorrow or 3 tomorrow? One of those times.
That'd be like a 3.
One of those arbitrary times. Yeah. Yeah. So, and a lot of teams are already cutting a lot of players, moving teams around, a couple of trades. Your Eagles made a couple of moves. Yep. We're going to see, do the Giants keep all 4 of their quarterbacks? Do we cut Russ Wilson and just keep the 3 amigos together, which people have started to advocate for? People are like,
"Oh, really?
You can't break up Dart, Winston, and DeVito. You can't do it. You can't do it.
Why not trade him to the Saints? Get something for him."
I don't know. If Daboll loves Dart that much, and if you look at him, he's giving him the dreamy eyes. He's every time he looks at Jackson Dart, it's like, and I swear by the moon and the stars in your eyes. It really it's almost homoerotic. There's a chance that Dart is gonna be like the guy, like. Russell Wilson may have a real short string. Now, do the Giants cut him? I don't know. He's only on a 1-year deal. It's only for a little bit, so it's like it wouldn't be a huge cut. I'm wondering, and the thing that it is think the chemistry that those 3 have. I'm talking about Dart, Winston, and DeVito. It's like the Giants, above anything, need good vibes.
Yeah.
And those guys are the vibes. And this team, you see it with this team, all of a sudden it's like, listen, we may not win 7 games, but boy, we're going to be fun to fucking watch. And at least that's something, you know what I mean? So I'm interested to see what happens. I'm interested to see if they could, again, realistically, let's be realistic here. Yeah. If anybody's going to get cut, it's probably going to be DeVito. But they might keep all 4. The Browns have said that they might keep all 4 of their guys. Depending, again, based on a lot of things, Shador might get cut.
Yeah.
Do you cut Shador? Do you cut? I mean, because here's the other thing too. Kenny Pickett he didn't play a snap this preseason because of the injury he had. So is that something where do you cut him? Can you imagine the Eagles and the Browns did a trade for 2 quarterbacks, and Kenny Pickett and DTR, and both of them end up getting cut by the teams that they got traded to? Yeah. How fucking crazy would that be?
That would just show you how shitty both quarterbacks are.
I
would actually probably go, if I'm the Browns, and I'm going to keep 3 quarterbacks, I'd go that route, because I look at Gabriel and Sanders, and they're nowhere near a Kirk Cousins or RG3, but that reminds me of when Washington drafted RG3 and Kirk Cousins.
Right.
Bring them both up. When it gets close to the rookie contracts being over, figure out which one you want to keep. If
any of them, if either of them, that's true too. And that's the thing. Here's the thing. Shador did struggle after that first outing that he had. And Dylan Gabriel looked okay, but again, wasn't lights out as it were. So, like, to sit there and say like, you're gonna cut this guy, you're gonna cut either one of these guys, or like, and there have been some people out there saying, advocating, cut Shedeur, he's not that great or whatever. I was like, even though he's a 5th round pick, he has ability. I'm not going to sit there and throw the baby out with the bathwater. Yeah. But with that saying, if you got a 4 quarterback room and you want to get it down to 3, and again, we don't know if that's something they're going to do. You know, the scuttlebutt is they might keep 4. If they, but if they do cut it down to 3, to me, I agree that it looks like, Flacco obviously is going to have the starter. You have these 2 rooks that, while rough, have potential. Yeah. No matter what you want to say about Shedeur Sanders and the circus and stuff that follows him, he's got potential. He does. He's a very good pocket passer. He can put the ball right where you need to be. He's very accurate. He just holds on to the fucking ball too long, and he tries to run around and do shit when he's not a running around quarterback. He's not a Lamar Jackson. He's not. Yeah. So he needs to finally get that through his skull. You're very good in the pocket. You're a very accurate passer. Be that. Also, after about 5 seconds, if shit ain't there, throw it the fuck out of bounds. Yeah. All right? That's the things he needs to learn. If he's able to learn that, I think Shedeur Sanders can be an absolutely fantastic quarterback in the NFL. But he has to learn that. And Dylan Gabriel, like I said, I think he's good. His numbers in the preseason were okay. Got to work on those picks. But, I mean, again, talent, rough talent, but it's talent and it's there. So if I'm the Browns, I'm not giving up on either one of my rookies that I drafted. Kenny Pickett, you traded for him. Wanted to see how he was. Couldn't because he was fucking injured. Yeah. So, guess what? Sorry. Have fun with New Orleans, I guess. I don't know. In the chat, ELS in the chat, he wished me a happy birthday as well. Thank you so much, ELS. Thank you so much, brother. A chat is open, by the way, if you're watching along with us here on Stay Tuned Sports, as this is the countdown, as me and Jimbo are going to go and take a look at our power rankings. I forgot the word for a second. I don't know what is wrong with me. Okay, that looks good. I got to check things. I always think I have stuff set up, and then it's like, do I? And then I got to check it. It's like, okay, that's good. Well, because the one time I didn't do it, I ended up having the AFC South when it was supposed to AFC West, and the graphics were all wrong, and I fucked it all up, and it was bad. But for now, that's pretty good. By the way, Terry McLaurin signed with the Red. I knew he was going to. Everybody was always like, oh, maybe he'll go to Pittsburgh. Maybe he'll go like that. I was like, we could talk about it. It's fun having fantasy booking here. You know what I mean? But he was that one was always a negotiation tactic. Now he was never leaving Washington. He was always going to get signed, and he does. And listen, got what he wanted. He was looking for what, $30 million a year. He's getting about 32 AAV, 32 million AAV.
Well, I saw Ari said either Ari said it or Ian said it, up to 96.
Yeah, it's up to 96, but it again, nothing's come out yet about the guarantees. Nothing's come out, but from what I can find as of this live broadcast, I haven't seen anything, and ELS hasn't told us either. So, it's to me, it's not official until ELS tells us it's official. So, and that's why I love having ELS, man, because the guy's always there with the. That's why ELS is fantastic in the Discord. By the way, if there's something breaking, it's right in the Discord. Usually, it's also messaged to us. And I was trying to tell him the other day, I was like, ELS, don't waste time messaging me with it. Don't worry about that. Send it to the Discord. Get it in there. Yeah. We'll get the conversation going in there. Don't just send a message to us. That's fine. Put it in the Discord. But yeah, ELS is always, he's on top of that shit before even like I'll get the notification from the ESPN app or from Twitter from like 5 to 10 seconds after I get the message notification from ELS. He's on that shit. Yeah. But yeah, so Terry got signed. We knew that. Again, I think that's a very different situation than the Micah situation down there in Dallas. I still believe wholeheartedly that Micah has zero intention of playing for the Cowboys again.
Yeah. Like again, especially after sleeping on the
table and again, that was only for a little while. I know that's the narrative they're going to push with that. But even so, like there's nothing there. He doesn't want to play for Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
And I can understand it. And I think I was speaking with my father earlier in the day about this. That I think that disconnect happened when Jerry was like, well, he's only playing, he only played 6 games. Why am I going to pay a guy who's always injured? I think that moment when he was kind of shitting on him, on Dak, he's like, I paid Dak all that money and Dak doesn't do that. This guy only played 6 games last year, and what am I paying for? I think once he said that, he said, you know what, I'm done. I'm out of here. I don't want this. And if and that's what I mean. Jerry could right now. Jerry could say, we'll give you $500 million to play for us, and he would still say no, because it's not about the money, it's about sending a message. And I think the message is he wants to not play for Dallas. And then the question is, where does he go? Or does Jerry just sit on it? Because Jerry's a stubborn bastard too. And Jerry doesn't want to seem like he lost. Yeah. And if you trade Micah, then no matter how much you get back it, and they would get a fucking haul. They would get a Herschel Walker haul for him. But in Jerry's mind, I lost. And I think that's the thing. He wants to strong arm him. He wants to say, no, you're going to do what I tell you to do. Yeah. You're going to play for me or you're not going to play. Like that's Jerry's mindset. So, again, I think we're a long way away from there being or I could be absolutely wrong. And the same thing that happened with Dak last year, he's going to come out, an hour before the game and say, we signed Micah, and he's going to be on the game. I don't know. But it doesn't feel like that. Yeah. A couple other notes before we get going here. Obviously, Jacoby Myers saying he wants to get traded out of Vegas and the Raiders. Yeah. And the Raiders immediately said, no. He's like, I'm making $10 million on my last year. I think I'm worth more than that. Sign me to. Apparently, the contract or extension negotiations went nowhere. So right now, at the end of preseason, he says, I want to be traded. And the Raiders said, hey, you're really valuable to us, so no. And so that's going to be an impasse and see what happens there. Another extra little nugget to keep an eye out for. Anything else? Have there been any other real big releases yet? I don't think so.
No, I didn't see anything.
No, we know. I mean, obviously, Shiloh Sanders got cut after chucking knucks there at the end of the game. It's like when you're a bubble player, man, you can't do it. You can't do it.
Maybe he was like, I know I'm gonna get cut tomorrow. I'll get some tape for the BKFC guys.
That's I don't know. And well, he might be joined by his brother soon. I have no idea. Oh no, Bailey Zappi got waived. No. Oh, Hendon Hooker got released. I always thought Hendon Hooker could be good. Man, that one injury he had late in the season with Tennessee, in his college career, really fucked him up. Because I think he could have been something really good, and he's just kind of bouncing around, and that's a shame. But all right, let's jump on over here to the vertical display, and here we are as we get ready to display. Look at that! That's beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. The top 12 power rankings for the 2025 preseason. Me and Jimbo, you see there, we both had the Packers at 12. Jimbo has the Vikings at 11, Rams at 10, Chargers 9, Redskins 8, Buccaneers at 7, Broncos 6, Lions 5, Chiefs 4, and Ravens 3. I also have the Packers at 12. Chargers at 11, just because. The Redskins at 10, Vikings 9, Rams 8, Broncos 7, Buccaneers at 6, the Buffalo Bills at 5, the Kansas City Chiefs at 4, and also the Baltimore Ravens at 3. So today is number 2, penultimate. Who is the second best team according to both Jimbo and myself? Who do we think is going to be, going into this season at least, going to be a top contender here? Let's take a look and uncover what we have. Jimbo has the Buffalo Bills all the way up at his number 2 NFL power ranked team. I myself have the Detroit Lions as my number 2 team. Jimbo, we talked about the Bills and the Lions just a couple of weeks ago because you had the Lions at 5 and I had the Bills at 5. So we have a 4-place difference between our teams here. What's the reason why you have the Bills up all the way up here at number 2? I mean, clearly I think the number 1 answer, Josh Allen. Okay, we understand that. But what else has you having the Bills this high in your preseason power rankings?
So, like you said, Josh Allen, that offense, even if it, doesn't get better, but, still does what they did last year, I think the defense is going to be totally opposite of what I said last year. I think the defense is going to be good, because they have a lot of young guys that they played last year. So, I know I say it a lot on here, but it's another year in that system for these young guys. They got the chemistry going. And, I think this defense could be a lot better. And I think it kind of closes the door or the gap a little bit between the Bills and the Ravens, the Chiefs and the Bills. And maybe this year is the year for the Bills to make it to the championship and win it and go to the Super Bowl.
So you're doing a complete 180 from last year. Last year we were both saying like, "Oh, the Bills window's closed. They don't have any other players." Now this year you're looking at a team that is Von Miller's not on there. Now again, they did sign Cook, so that's good. So they have that all kind of, it seems like it's pretty set on offense. That defense has looked pretty shaky here in the preseason. Not going to lie. I mean, that's something to say. Again, we can all say it's all preseason. But, there's been reason for pause in my mind. Now, again, do I think that the Bills are going to be a terrible, awful team because they lost to the Bears 39-0 in a fucking preseason game? No. Again, I have the Bills in my top 5. So, again, I think going into the season, they are one of the 5 best teams in the NFL. I think there is a reason to worry about the Bills. Now, how much of that can be spackled over by just Josh Allen being Josh Allen and being the NFL MVP? That does cover up a lot of cracks. That covers up a lot of flaws and unsightly things about the Bills. And I think if you're the Bills, you got to hope for that. And hopefully, as the season goes on, the defense gels, gets a little bit better. And I think it will. But I think we're going to see early on if the Bills can turn it on, if they're able to go ahead and be the team we saw at the end of the regular season last year, or if maybe this preseason was a little bit of a premonition, a little bit of a view into the future. It's like, oh, maybe it's a little time to start worrying there in Orchard Park, and bad time to worry a year before you're opening a brand new stadium there. Which is, I'm sorry, I like it. I think it's a nice stadium, the one they're building up there. And I like that they're building all of it completely above ground because the thing looks fucking monumental. Like, it looks so big. And I really like that. And by the way, don't mind the noise, and there will be a beep. I have a dishwasher going. By the way, everybody, I do my show from my kitchen, just in case you wanted to know. By the way, in the chat, Elo says Dolphins kicker Jason Sanders is expected to miss the first quarter of the season with a hip injury. I wonder if the Dolphins will put somebody on the 53rd spot of the roster to make sure they have a kicker. Wonder why I would say such a thing. Anyway, now for me with the Lions, here's the thing, and I think the points that I was bringing up with the Bills, you had concerns about the Lions. Your concern with the Lions and why you had them at 5th was because of the loss of the coordinators, worrying about that defense, how they were able to maybe fill some of those gaps. Were they, how are the injured players, especially Hutch, one of the biggest ones, coming back from injury? He kind of got leg whipped in one preseason game, and like I think you mentioned it to me too. He's like, he said it was fine. I got a fucking rod in there. We're good. Everything's fine. So I'm wondering. Hamster says, as opposed to building it underground. Hey, Hamster, I hate to tell you this. A lot of stadiums, the field is actually buried into the ground. Yeah, like what you're seeing is only the very, very top of the stadium. Like where the ground level is like the upper deck. You have to go down into it. Like SoFi stadiums like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of the other stadiums are like that. MetLife isn't, but that's a monument to sadness, though. But yeah, so just hate to tell you that, buddy. That's how that happens.
Joke's on you.
Yeah, learn about architecture, Hamster. God, what's wrong with you? But yes, when it comes to the Lions, like again, I understand the worry about coordinator's gone. Aaron Glenn's gone. Ben Johnson in Chicago looks okay. Again, we'll see how Caleb Williams does there and everything. But again, one of my biggest things with the Lions, why I have them at number 2, is this team, the way that Dan Campbell has it, the way he's constructed it, the people that he has there with him. Now, let's not forget, Dan Campbell hired Aaron Glenn. He hired Ben Johnson. He put these people in the position where they were. So in choosing replacements, he's going to choose people who have the merit in his eyes and have the ability in his. That's when it all comes down to it. It's going to be who does he think has the ability to do this?
Yeah,
and that will help the team not skip a beat. And so if you trusted him in his ability to put in Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn there, then you got to trust him now. Even he came out and said he feels like this is, now again, he's a coach and he's going to say this anyway. He says that he feels like this is the best roster they've had as far as depth wise, in case there are injuries. Like, feel like, there's always holes here or there that you have to fill. Every team has that, but we feel like this team is built special. It's built different. This is the most well-built team that they've had in Detroit, he said, in his 5 years there. So we'll see how true that is. But yeah, like when I look at that, and to me, it's also still, I learned my lesson from the Bills last year. It's like when you're ready to say like, it doesn't seem like, it doesn't feel like, maybe it's not this and that. It's like, and then they come out and it's like, oh no, they're even better than they were before. Like, so until the Lions show me that they can't be that team anymore, I'm not gonna doubt them. And it's kind of the same with the Chiefs. Like, I still have the Chiefs as the top 4 team, as do you. Now, do we think that the Chiefs are as good as they were 2 or 3 years ago? I don't think so. But until the Chiefs don't go to a Super Bowl, until the Chiefs don't make the playoffs or something, until they're a first-round exit, I'm going to put the Chiefs always somewhere in the top 5 of the fucking rankings because the Chiefs is the Chiefs. For right now, the Lions are the Lions. I will put the Lions there because until they show me otherwise, this team feels like it has that Dan Campbell grit, which he has it on the hats, on the walls, he has it all over. But it's not just the saying. It's not just on merchandise. That team lives that. Yeah. And the players go in here and live that. It's almost like the Patriot way back in the day when Bill Belichick was there. How real or not real it was when you went there as a player, you bought into that or you weren't there. Yeah. And if you bought into it, you bought into being great. And you did what you had to do. You shut your mouth. You did the right things. You did whatever Bill asked you to fucking do, whatever it was. You bought into the Patriot way. That's what it feels like with Detroit. If you're going to Detroit, you're going to bust your ass, you're going to try your hardest, and you're going to do everything that Dan Campbell and that coaching staff asks you to do. And if you do, you're going to make the team, and that team's going to be great. If you're not going to buy into having grit, if you're not going to buy into that Dan Campbell mentality, you're going to be gone.
Yeah.
And so that's what I mean. Is like it feels like that Lions team can overcome a lot of shortcomings and deficiencies. Like I said, I look at last year. They won the NFC North. They were the number 1 team in the NFC going into the playoffs, despite having so many injuries. The key injury, obviously, to Hutchinson, but so many others, to the point where they were starting linebackers literally off the street. Like, everybody makes fun of, like, Joe Flacco coming off his couch to help the Browns a couple of years ago. Like, these guys were like watching TV, and it's like, we need linebackers. We need somebody on defense because everybody's fucking hurt. And they still were the number 1 seed in the NFC. It seems like that's that team. So if they stay healthy, all their key components stay healthy, and obviously there will be some injuries. There are every year. But if the key components can stay healthy, if Goff can stay healthy, that offense runs efficiently, and again, especially with that defense, and if Hutch's leg stays good, I find it hard to put the Lions lower than where I have them at too. Like I said, I would say talent-wise, the Ravens are better. Obviously, I have the Ravens at 3 and I have the Lions at 2. I think the Ravens are clearly a more talented team, but I don't think they have the stick-to-itiveness. I don't think they have the grit, as it were, that the Lions do. And I think put on a neutral field, Ravens versus Lions, I think the Lions would win. And I know that's how everybody kind of judges their power rankings. Oh, you take these two teams and put them on a neutral field. I try to stay away from that. I hate that shit. I don't know why. It's just one of those things that seems weird to me. And it's always like, oh, what a neutral field. Yeah, but they don't play on a neutral field except for the fucking end of the season, so who gives a shit?
True.
And to be honest, I think if the Lions played in Baltimore, they would beat the Ravens. I really do. And again, the Ravens are talented, but as what is always the biggest problem with the Ravens is clutch moments, big moments, they never live up to it. They always seem to fall short. And it's not just Lamar. And I know everybody likes to make fun of playoff Lamar, but it's not just him. It's that team. And John Harbaugh has made some terrible coaching decisions in critical moments. It's from top to bottom with the Ravens team. So that's why I have the Lions there at number 2. Hamster in the chat says Lamar will not win a Super Bowl. Ravens suck. And next week we have the NFL. Yes, we do. Next week we have the NFL. Next week, you know what else is next week? The number 1 NFL power ranking in the top 12 for both me and Jimbo. I wonder if anybody can guess who that might be.
I mean, I've been saying it for 3 weeks. I got the Giants.
Listen, after this preseason, I may be putting it up there. I might have it. So we'll see. I mean, like I said, for now it's a mystery. Who could it be? I don't know if anybody out there is smart enough to figure it out. I'm sure that we're going to have some real detectives. You're going to need some of those. You're going to need some of those Taylor Swift detectives out there to go ahead and look through all the clues. And who could it be? Who could the number 1 team be? I wonder. Hamster says the Falcons. Oh boy.
I'll give him credit. Each week he brings it up somehow.
He is a diehard Falcons fan, unless they're not playing well, and then he is a diehard Titans fan. So
I was gonna say he's a Tennessee Falcons fan.
Go Oilers! Tennessee Oilers. By the way, Tennessee and to was it Tara Adams Strunk or whoever? Give the name and logo back to Houston. That's where it belongs. Seeing you assholes with it really, really sucks, and I hate it. And it's disgusting. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes it. I don't like it. ELS in the chat saying we still need one more person for fantasy football. So if you do want to join, we have a link for that in the chat right there, supplied by ELS. Also, if you join a Discord, we have a link for it in there as well. Be the last one to join. Hurry up. Also, we have the Friday forecast picks. By the way, Friday forecast this week, the last one before the season starts, ladies and gentlemen, the NFC East. That's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see how we come to who goes where in the division, and if the last if the preseason has changed anything, any thought processes about who goes what, where, or why. That's going to be interesting. Of course, the main show, the flagship show, comes on Wednesday. And I'm trying to think of anything else. Has any other news happened? ELS hasn't showed us any other news.
I was
So I don't
check
think
out
anything's happened.
check out Twitter because Ian Rappaport's reporting that Bengals and Hendrickson are close.
I see the Ian Rappaport. This is from Ian Rappaport. The Bengals are closing in on an agreement with the NFL sack leader Trey Hendrickson on a new contract per Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero, making him one of the NFL's highest paid defenders in 2025. It's a big raise this year if the deal gets done. So, again, it's apparently there. Another of the NFL's high-profile holdings is done. Trey Hendrickson is back. As one source says, It's time to get back to football. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news. Breaking news. Breaking news. Got to do it. Breaking news. This is everywhere right now. It's all over Discord. It's all over Twitter. It's all over everywhere. The long national nightmare is over. Trey Hendrickson not traded. He is not going anywhere. He is indeed a Cincinnati Bengal. Jimbo, does this change your thought process on anywhere as far as like looking at the Friday forecast where the Bengals are? Or if you would even put them into your power rankings now, knowing that they have Trey Hendrickson there? I would say no. I would say no because even with Trey Hendrickson on that defense, looking at him in this preseason and looking at how they played last season too, that defense is a fucking liability in Cincinnati. It really is.
I wouldn't put them in the top 12. I probably would move them up where I have them sitting now. Probably just like on the brink of getting into the top 12. But yes, I do agree with you though too. There's still a lot of questions with that defense. Now, instead of the Bengals having to score 40 points a game, they might have to only score 35 points a game to win. But I do want to say, I always did say this one would get done before week 1.
Oh, look at that. You rhymed too, you sneaky son of a bitch. This deal's going to get done before week 1. And by the way, this is now through Adam Schefter on ESPN. This is another notification here. And this one is, I just want to make sure I get this right and read it, as my app is taking forever to load. I would imagine that the ESPN app is pretty fucked right now.
ELS has it in the chat there.
There's a couple. There was one. Yeah, and that's the one it is. Another holding ends. Bengals and Trey Hendrickson reach agreement today on a $14 million raise for this year going in, boosting his 2025 salary to $30 million. And he was scheduled to become an unrestricted free agent after this season. And ELS says he still is scheduled to become an unrestricted free agent after this season, but it feels like they'll work on that. It feels like they'll get something done if they've gotten to this point. Maybe they'll do something else. I don't know. But then again, it is Mike Brown and it is the Bengals, so they'll fuck it up somehow.
Unless part of the deal was, listen, don't franchise me. I'll sign this one, this little bit of extension, a little bit of pay bump. Just don't franchise me. Let me hit free agency next year.
If I'm the Bengals, fuck you. You'll sign this. He's got the pay raise for this year, and then go to next year. I'll fucking franchise him. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
If I'm Mike Brown, because even if you franchise him, you're still gonna have to pay him a shit ton. So it doesn't matter.
But now, so he's gonna make 30 this year.
Right.
Wonder if Micah is about to do a Instacart, Instagram, whatever they call them these days.
Gonna order groceries? What are we doing?
He's like, hey, Jerry, see, you remember our conversation back in March? Well, fuck you.
Why does Micah sound like a Arkansas hick?
Because I picture that.
He's a black man from Pennsylvania, from like not too far outside of Philadelphia. Where is he from? Lancaster, Harrisburg, somewhere around that area? Yeah. He does not sound like an Arkansas hick. Hey, Jerry, how you doing? You put the making fun of Jerry Jones voice onto Micah Parsons. What is wrong with you?
Do it all together instead of separating and make more work.
Hey, listen, we got some breaking news on the show for once, though. How about that?
Well, I saw it pop up that they were close, and I was like, I'm gonna.
I don't want to say anything if they were close. We would have been like, it's close.
Yeah.
But I saw the one that was close, and then I saw that I saw Ian post that it's done.
Yeah.
So that's it. Trey Hendrickson has pushed all offseason for a multi-year deal. The Bengals never moved off their stance of guaranteeing only 1 year. The resolution: rip up the old contract, give him a fresh 1 year, $30 million deal, and let him hit free agency. So it seems like that is going to be the plan. He's gonna play this year, and then he's gonna hit free agency. And if I'm Trey Hendrickson, I'm never playing for Cincinnati again.
No. I'm
never playing for them again.
No.
Sorry. Once this season's over, I will see you guys later. Kick rocks. Kick rocks. I'm going to go play somewhere else where they're going to pay me.
Let's go, Philly.
Free agency, they might. You never know what Howie does.
Defense, Jalen Carter, Trey Hendrickson next year, Micah Parsons on the defense that we're going to trade for him this year.
Dallas is not going to trade him in division. They're not going to trade him in conference, let alone in division.
It's Jerry.
It's not. Trust me, that's not going to happen. But could you imagine Trey Hendrickson on a line where you have Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence, you have Brian Burns there as a linebacker?
Good player on that defense, and that's Lawrence.
Dude, we have so many good players. The Giants' defense is so good.
Abdul Carter, he's a bust.
You saw
what the Jets did to him.
That Giants defense is so good.
He was more on the ground than standing up.
I'm reconsidering some of my rankings there for the Friday forecast. I might change that. It might get changed and see. I don't know, because all of a sudden I'm starting to believe again. I don't want to, but you got the three amigos there. We got our quarterback trio there. Fuck Russ Wilson. All due respect. With all due respect, fuck Russell Wilson. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But until Wednesday is when we will see you next time here on the channel. Until wait a minute. Yeah, before we do that, I keep on saying until like I'm doing the end of the show here. No, I got to get the plugs in first. By the way, if you liked any part of this show, especially the breaking news, like, share, subscribe. That helps us out tremendously, obviously, with the algorithm. Gets more people here. We need more subscribers. I know I hate fucking pounding on it, but we need it desperately. In the description below this video, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store if you want to help us out. Also, our Discord link is down there. Come join us on the Discord. Come bullshit with us in there. Every now and then, we're going to try to do an after show. Not today. Today's the birthday. I got dinner coming up, baby. I'm going to have a nice steak, like filet mignon. I got some fried tempura shrimp coming too, man. Oh, it's going to be good. Gonna be good. I'm excited. But yeah, come join the Discord. All those links in the description below this video. ELS with a little bit more of breaking news here. Shiloh Sanders is indeed going to go to the CFL. I remember some of the teams. I think it was the Toronto Argonauts had his rights, and he was cut. And it seems like none of the other teams wanted to pick him up. So he is going to be off on his way north of the border. I wonder if there's going to be any tariffs on that. We'll see. I have no idea. But he's going to be heading up there, helping out the Toronto Argonauts late in the season. And we'll see. But until Wednesday, Jimbo, I keep on doing the untils. I'm redoing it. I never know how to end the show. I'm really bad at that. I got to get better. But before we do leave, considering everything in totality here, any last words before we get out of here?
Well, ELS keeps bringing it up, so I'll say it to him. The trade between the Packers and the Eagles, I think that was the backup offensive lineman that we're going to get. Unity,
though. You're bringing unity here. If the Packers and the Eagles can get over the whole tush-push situation, can't you?
Well,
the ELS?
It just shows how much the Packers are a bunch of bitches, because they came to us and were like, here, we're sorry for trying to ban the greatest play ever made in the NFL.
You just can't help yourself, can you? You just can't help yourself. This is why everybody hates Eagles fans, by the way. In case you wanted to know, everybody hates Philadelphia fans. Not just Eagles fans. I said Philadelphia Flyers fans, Phillies fans, Sixers fans. We hate all of you. This is why. This is exactly why. And I know you're not even a Phillies fan. You're not a Phillies fan and you don't watch basketball, but we still hate every Philadelphia fan because of people like you. We need peace, Jimbo. In this day and age,
in these
trying times, we need hard-boiled eggs and peace. But okay, so we'll do the until Wednesday, until the flagship show. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. That is Jimbo. We will see you Wednesday. Adios.